Yep, yep. Got what's going on here? Still working? Well, okay. Yeah. One moment as my friend returns from some unknown reason. I mean, I could always start the story with him. Welcome back. Story of Squirrel. As you know, part 2 of Squirrel is now commencing right here. So, so Jerry the Squirrel, he wakes up from his great nap. After he's done dreaming about beautiful squirrel women like we covered the other day. Once he wakes up, you know, he just lays there for a minute, you know, just thinking of his great dream. And then he gets the feeling he'll take a crap. So he goes rushing over to the toilet and drops a big deuce. And we're talking such a big deuce it blows up the toilet. That's how big of a deuce we're talking. Now after that, after he dropped the bomb, literally, he gets his the maid to clean it up. You know, his housemaid, which is you know, he gets his maid to clean it up, and his maid is Siren Head. And sadly, Siren Head, his dad left a long time ago while he was fishing. He said he was gonna go get some milk, but then never came back. But so then, yeah. So after after the maid just cleans that, you know, Jerry the Squirrel, he decides, you know, well, I'm gonna go walk down the block, right? Just get some exercise in, right? So he's walking down the sidewalk. He's enjoying the nice day. He's enjoying the nice day, but then he comes up to a bush, and the bush speaks, right? He's like, "Yo, bro, hold there real quick." Yeah, and Jerry the Squirrel gets freaked out because the bush is talking to him, right? And then when Jerry the Squirrel investigates, he's like, "Why is this bush talking to me?" He realizes there's a squirrel, not a squirrel, damn it, a snail on. What the hell are you doing? You know what? Popcorn is great for that. Alright, so he realizes there's a snail on the leaf, and the snail, it's a very wise old snail. He's like a fortune-telling snail, but he's like a fake one that can't actually read the future, you know. So the snail is like, "You have a great future ahead of you with like prosperous fortune." And Jada's, "Yeah, well, that sounds nice, but you want to come with me on my walk?" The wise old snail, he says, "No, I need to stay in this bush and eat random things that snails eat." Jerry the Squirrel's like, "Sure, no problem." So Jerry the Squirrel continues his walk down the street. He continues going, And while he's like a while into his walk, like let's say 40 minutes. He's 40 minutes into his walk. He's going around town, just gazing on the beautiful sunlight. But he has the idea that he wants to take a trip. He wants to go somewhere where he's never been before. So he has the idea to rob the president. Now, Jerry's like, this is probably a great yet very dumb idea. Because Jerry the Squirrel knows the president has lots of money. So Jerry the Squirrel's gonna do with that money is buy a plane ticket and fly somewhere, right? So Jerry the Squirrel, he after a few days of planning his heist of the president, he gets over to the White House after some unknown teleportation spell from, I don't know, let's say the wise old snail gave him a magical teleportation key. I don't know where the fuck that came from, but so Jerry the Squirrel gets over to the White House. So he climbs up the walls. And he's wearing a ski mask because he has to hide his identity. And he's sneaking around. He's going through the air vents. He's going through the ducts, and he finally finds the president's wallet, because the president's gotta have the cha-ching in this credit card, because why not? So Jerry, he does a Mission Impossible, and is ropes down from the ceiling, and he takes the wallet, and then he ropes back into the vent, and then he books out of there as quick as he can before the president notices his wallet's gone. And once Jerry gets out, he's like, job well done, he's all good now. So Jerry quickly withdraws all the money he can, which is 150 grand. He gets 150 grand. Yeah, 150 grand from his credit card. And what he buys a plane ticket with some cash, with the cash he got. And he flies over to Hawaii because it's a nice vacation spot, right? But then the thing is when he's at the airport, when he's at the airport, there's a really angry homeless grandma just in a wheelchair, just asking people I need to get over, I need to get my lasagna. Help! I need lasagna. And so Jerry's like, why do you need lasagna? And why are you homeless? Just go to the retirement home. The grandma's like, well, somebody it's this orange cat that speaks, right? Jerry's like, there's an orange cat that speaks. I know no such thing. I only heard of talking squirrels, because I'm one right there. And the old homeless grandma in the wheelchair is just talking her mouth off, just going crazy, right? It's saying how she needs money and she needs lasagna, or she's gonna go over and bite Jerry's ankles or something. I don't know. And so Jerry, what he does is he throws a high ballistic thermite knife of death and murderous rampage directly into the grandma's nose. He's blows off her entire face, and it's all of her skin is melting off her entire body, right? It's just she turns into a giant pile of blood. But so then Jerry just calmly walks away. He's like, I didn't do that, and then he gets on his plane. And then while he's on the plane, the guy who was sitting, Jerry, okay, so Jerry was sitting on the plane, right? He's flying over to Hawaii on his nice first class seat. The guy over the guy over in the next seat, by the name of Jake, he works at State Farm. So And Jake here, he's like, bro, you know how much insurance it takes, the insurance a jet like this? It takes a lot. Jerry's like, bro, I'm not interested. I just want to sleep on my nice little flight here, go to Hawaii and take a nice vacation. So, but Jake is over here. It's like, no, bro. He's like, listen, it's a super cool. It's like, it takes so much money to insure one of these. It's like, it's absurd, right? And so what Jerry does is he whips out a Glock 19 and shows it at and points it at Jake from State Farm. Now, yes, it's Jake from State Farm, David. It's Jake from State Farm. So, what Jerry does, Jerry the Squirrel, once he's pointing at Jake from State Farm, he slowly puts his finger on the trigger and slowly pulling the trigger back until click, boom. The bullet whizzes right past Jake's head, grazing his ear. And Jerry says, leave me alone, or the next one's not gonna miss. So what Jerry does, not Jerry, damn it, what Jake does, Jake opens up the emergency door and jumps out the plane with a parachute. Like a baller. It's like a Mission Impossible again. So, Jerry's like, oh, how nice. So Jerry just comes over to the door and closes it again, right? Well, not Jerry closes the door, a flight attendant does. Sorry. So, then, during the flight, once you get up to cruising altitude, the carts come around, right? So, for some odd reason, the cars are serving apricots. So, Jerry has them apricots. And so he does whatever he does with that apricot, right? And and then after that, and he kind of takes a nap after he has a little snack of apricots. So, basically right before he's about to land, he wakes up, right? He wakes up. Then the person over on the next seat is like talking on the phone about something super random. So, and Jerry couldn't help but listen because they're talking so loud. So, what they were talking about was just like they were like insulting each other with the weirdest insults. Like this one person was calling the other person a baby face and like an ugly hamster and like I don't know, super random things, you know. So after the flight, you know, he gets off, right? He's now at Hawaii. Once he's deboarding, after he's deboarded, he's going through the terminal again to exit, and he sees a chipmunk. He sees a chipmunk on the like by the doors to leave. See this chipmunk? He sees Jerry, right? He goes up to Jerry and he's like, bro, you can't be here. You're not a chipmunk. That's illegal. And Jerry's like, what are you talking about? That's racist. And so it just turns into like a big brawl of like words. And this is like the rudest chipmunk in the world, right? This chipmunk should get an award. It's so rude. So, during that giant argument, people sort of flock around, and one guy just screams, "Round one, fight!" And both Jerry's a squirrel and that rude-ass chipmunk are just like, "What, bro? What are you talking about? We're not fighting. We're just yelling." So Jerry the squirrel is just keeping his cool. He's like, if anything happens, you know, I'm gonna be in the right. I'm just gonna ignore that I stole the president's rope habit. Wink, wink. So So the chipmunk he's just cussing out Jerry. He's throwing every slur in the book, every cuss word. It doesn't matter. Everything he can think of, he's just chucking it at Jerry. Then soon the chipmunk has nothing left to say. So Jerry is left over here, just being like, bro, it looks like I won or whatever, because the chipmunk is kind of getting so lightheaded from his speaking so much. He's out of breath. So Jerry notices this, and he's like, it looks like you're not feeling well. And then right after Jerry says that, the chipmunk faints, and everyone's like, bro, is the chipmunk okay? And Jerry's like, hey, he'll probably be fine, but it looks like I definitely won this argument. So right after that, Jerry just moves on. He's like, another day in the airport. And as Jerry walks away, the airport security gets there because they're slow as hell. So they only appear only after the craps happen, So when Jerry leaves the airport, he gets in a taxi. He spins in a circle, does 13 back flips, and like shoots a flare up in the sky that's like signaling like for an artillery strike, but it only summons a taxi. So okay, you're muted. Okay, so hey David, can we go to a different party? I can't have Matt here. Okay, listen, David, can we go to a different party? We can't have Matt here. Shoo, get out of here. Get on. You're messing with my story here, you ugly turd. You know what? I'm gonna cut off your toe and then feed it to your dog. Okay? Shoo. David. Listen, homie. I got a few rare insults on my sleeve. Okay? Just give me one moment. Sorry to the future viewers of this stream. Just gotta take care. I gotta have my own insult battle right here, real quick. Oh yeah, yeah, you definitely ain't included. But you're so wait. Damn it, where is it? You definitely ain't watching, because I'm looking at the stream counter. Let's see. You're so stupid, you probably had somebody F your girlfriend instead of you, so you didn't get an STD. Okay, well, I'm gonna. This is part 2. Yeah, this is part 2. But okay, I'm gonna continue the story. With or without Matt here. Yeah. So, where was I? Right, so this girl is getting a taxi. He enters the taxi and he heads over to the hotel he bought. Bought off whatever. Yeah, but he bought off eBay. Yeah, he didn't rent a hotel room. He bought the hotel. So that's where he's gonna spend the next few weeks, in this hotel. So he's over here managing it. It looks like Matt finally joined the stream. Well, then there's a second person then. I'm looking at the counter. Okay, so Jerry the Squirrel, he since he's bought the hotel, he's now staying there for a couple weeks. Over these period of days, he meets a lot of nice people. He meets crazy people. He meets a couple convicts. He meets a couple he meets a couple detectives that are looking for said convicts. I'm now muting Matt again. So he meets a lot of weird people, lots of weird people. Then one day, this beautiful squirrel lady just comes through, and Jerry the squirrel's like, "Whoa, you're nice looking." So Jerry the squirrel asks out the squirrel lady. Let's see. We're gonna name this squirrel lady. David, you have an idea for the squirrel lady name? No idea? Okay, well, so the lady named No Idea. Yeah, we ain't doing that. So, let's see, give me 3 seconds. I'll think of a name. Let's see, you know what? Okay, I got the name. The beautiful lady, right? We're gonna name her Sierra. We're gonna name her Sierra, okay? I do not care as the name of your friend. That is purely a coincidence. I do not know them at all. P.S. It is. The Jerry the squirrel asked out Sierra. So Sierra agrees, right? So they go on a nice date. Good thing Jerry the squirrel was actually it was a weekend, so he had off work. He was just kind of staying there for maintenance and just make sure everything was in order. So they go on a nice date. They're going to take walks on the beach. They're taking bites to eat out of other couches, because if you didn't watch part 1, then you should definitely watch that. So they're stealing more people's wallets, because the president's wallet doesn't have enough money, and they're going around town having a great old time, the great times, and then Sierra wants to get a little crunk, okay? But wants to get a little crunk and drunk. So crunk and drunk. So does Jerry the squirrel? He's like, it may not be a great idea. We might do something a little crazy. So Sierra's like, that's the point. We're always crazy. I think I know a crazy person like when I see one. So David, stop getting the wrong idea. So the Jerry the squirrel and Sierra the squirrel. So Jerry the squirrel and Sierra the squirrel. They were getting a good old brewski at the local bar, right? They're having far too many drinks. And they do the worst idea they ever did, right? And this is the worst one. This is the worst thing you can ever do. Drink and drive. So Jerry the squirrel, he gets in the passenger seat. Sierra gets in the driver's seat. So they start driving. They're swerving in out of lanes of traffic. They're pulling GTA stunts. They're flipping in circles. They're like rolling, doing barrel rolls. They're like flying like 700 feet in the sky with jet engines. I don't even know how they got their car with a jet engine, but they did, because this is a story about Jerry the squirrel. Yes, the black market. So yes, if you want a jet, you call up the black market. So they're doing crazy things. They're crashing through buildings like it's the end of the world. Like there are more skyscrapers are falling over. I don't even know if skyscrapers are even in Hawaii. But so they're destroying everything. They're causing millions worth of damage. And they're like, And the president's gonna pay for it. The president's gonna pay for it way at the wall, right? So, but basically what goes on is there's so much chaos going on. It's pretty much like a terrorist attack. So the local militia gets called in, and they go to stop Jerry the Squirrel. But everyone knows who Jerry the Squirrel is. So they're like, hold up, you're Jerry the Squirrel, right? What are you doing? You can't do this. You're Jerry. So Jerry the Squirrel is like, oh, I'm the squirrel. I can't do that. You know, I don't awesome. You listen to me. So because Jerry the Squirrel had far too much to drink, so he can't speak normal. So the sergeant there, he can't understand what Jerry's saying. Yeah, can't understand what even Sierra's saying. So he takes him to the drunk tank. So after a couple days of this really bad hangovers, did Jerry the Squirrel come back to sense, and so does Sierra, and they go into the interrogation room. So in there the sergeant's like, what is this? Why'd you cause millions worth of property damage? How are you gonna pay for this? You're gonna spend the rest of your life behind bars. Jerry the Squirrel's like, no, that's not gonna happen. So, what happens, like, during the interrogation, it's just like a bunch of questions, or just, just normal questions you'll find in interrogation. What's your motive? Are you a terrorist? Stuff like that. He's not a terrorist. So, there's all of a sudden in the middle of it, there's like the ground starts rumbling. There's the lights start shaking, they're flickering, it's like a bloody earthquake. It's like a damn earthquake. But then all of a sudden a large explosion happens and the wall is burst open, and when the sergeant and Sierra and Jerry looks out the hole in the wall, it's like 1,700 tanks. I don't even know how that many tanks fit in a damn Hawaii field, but it does. Cause this is Jerry the Squirrel, and it's a story about Jerry the Squirrel, so nothing has to make sense. Jerry the Squirrel's like, see, I'm not going to jail forever. See, this is my backup. This is my army. This is my friends. You cannot hold me. This is my life, okay? You cannot capture me. If you ever try to capture me, I will escape. I have the power of anime and God on my side. Maybe not the anime part, but definitely the God part. Because I hanged out with God before, Jared the Squirrel, he definitely hanged out with God before. As you know in part 1. So, in the very front tank, matter of fact, speaking of God comes, he opens the hatch, and he's like, bro, Jerry, hop in the tank, let's go over to fucking Mars, let's go start up a Mars colony. So, Jerry runs over, he runs like really crazy while being like, he's like humping the grass while he's running. Don't ask questions. So, Jerry the Squirrel hops in the tank, he plops down in the seat, and basically what happens is all the tanks just kind of like suddenly look upwards, like the barrel all look upwards, so does the wheel, so all of it is like doing a bloody handstand-ish, a backwards handstand. So then all of them just like propel with like a rocket engine straight into the sky, and then it's like a fucking World War III, but but not literally. And there's like so much smoke in the fog that it looks like it's like, I don't know, it looks like the white whale from ReZero. It looks like yeah, the movie Mist, says David. It looks like the movie Mist. Yeah. Yeah, the mist kills people. That's like the white whale from ReZero. So so they blast up into the skies, the heavens, and then it's kind of like they're like it's kind of like turns into a portal, but like it's like portals start opening up. It's like Doctor Who and Doctor Strange and like Doctor Einstein. I don't know where this is going, but so there's a bunch of portals open up in the sky like crazy. Great, burp as loud as you can, David. Do it. Do it. So so nice. Nice. So imagine you drink the whole can. Let's see what that does. Woo! Okay. Back on topic. So the portals are opening up in the sky. They're like it looks like it's a bloody fireworks show. The portals are opening up. And then what the portals go to is Mars. So once all the tanks go through the portals, they all close behind the tank when they go through. And they all park their tank on Mars. But hold up, it looks like they're not the only ones there. It looks like they're the aliens. So the aliens are like, wait a minute, there's foreigners. This is supposed to be our planet. How much are you going to burp? Damn. Too bad they can't hear you, because if they heard that burp, they'd be like, what the hell is he doing? So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so like the aliens are like, bro, these people can't be here. They're not supposed to be there. How are they even able to breathe? Who knows? So the aliens, they grab their antimatter plasma weapons and they open fire. But Jerry the Squirrel and God are just like, no, you can't fire at us. We're gonna fire at you. So all the 1,700 tanks, they fire all at the same time, and it makes such a loud explosion that the ground rumbles so large it literally makes a shock wave that towers their alien skyscrapers. So the aliens are like, crap, we need more firepower. So they call in the frickin' orbital cannon strike and then blow up everything. But this ain't World War II. This is World War IV. Don't ask what happened to World War III, but it's World War IV. So you don't even know what happened to World War III. No one needs to know. So it's World War IV now. And like the orbital cannons are striking down there, it's blowing up everything. The God is like shooting his magical Zeus lightning bolts and be like, pew, 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 pew. Jerry the Squirrel is like apparently now an arch wizard. He's shooting fireballs. He's like making the ground. He's like being like firebenders. He's going like, and it's like the ground is shaking more as like mountains start forming out of nowhere. The ground rumbles and there's like ravines created like giant holes in the ground, or just like peering like sinkholes, and like there's like a giant tornado coming. It's like swooping up the buildings and the aliens, and it's like anything. And then there's a crazy bang bang with the bow, and then there's all of a sudden silence. Like, after all the crazy with magic, it's silence. And then Jerry the Squirrel and God is like, what the hell's going on here? We're fighting aliens. It's like, God's like, I didn't make these aliens. They made themselves. I don't even understand how this is possible. So, Jerry the Squirrel is like, we should investigate. We should infiltrate their headquarters and blow it up from the inside out. And God's like, you know what? That's a great idea. So they're like, Jerry the Squirrel's like, Bravo 6, going dark. And they infiltrate their building with like, with okay. So, so, so they infiltrate the enemy compound, and nice burp. So, so they're infiltrate the enemy compound, right? And they're going through. They're clearing the corners. They see an enemy. Oh, they see an alien around the corner. So God, he swoops over. He chokes hold them and stabs them 3 times in the face, and is like cuts them and they're like ching 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 ching. Right. And the alien looks like bloody sushi afterwards. He turns into sushi. I like sushi. You know, sushi didn't have bad. Sushi. So we can't give me some alien sushi. so they're clearing the corners. So their squirrel is right behind God, well, technically, Jerry the Squirrel is on God's shoulder, just kind of like behind him, you know. But so they're clearing with Jerry the Squirrel has a tiny little squirrel gun, and God has a normal gun, you know. And so once they get to the control room of the headquarters, right? Because all the aliens in the headquarters are out fighting. Well, they're technically all dead when they were fighting, but there's only a couple aliens there left. There's 4 left in the control room, and they sneakily come up to him and just go pop 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 pop. Right, just kill all of them. Just 1 bullet all in the back of the heads. Well, I think I said 5 pops, so maybe 1 bullet missed or went into their head extra, but who knows? I didn't count. So. Once they take over the control room, they're like, okay, great, we can now destroy this whole enemy city, right? Because they have implanted nukes in every, major building. It's like that one Call of Duty where, there's nuke stations in every, city, a major city, so is just in case it gets taken over, it goes kablooey. Yeah, I go on for at least half an hour, so... so okay, I'm muting you now. So Javi, you're muted. Okay, so Jared the Squirrel. Yeah, yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah, so... Yeah, so they take over the alien compound, and now the whole thing goes kablooey because they take over the control room. But technically, they're still inside the blast radius, so they set a timer. They have 5 minutes to escape. So they start booking it. They book it out of the blast radius. And then they're sitting up on a mountain that was created in World War IV, and yeah, you don't listen. You don't need to know what happened in World War III, but World War IV happened on Mars. That's all you need to know. Yes, yes, it just happened. So, Jerry the Squirrel and God are sitting up on the mountain, and they're watching the explosion happen. But someone may be wondering, watching this, what happened to Sierra the Squirrel? What happened to her? Well, she's back over on Earth still. She's still in the cop custody. No, she's not dead. She's in cop custody, and she's over there, kind of like sitting in the cell while the government's trying to figure out how to get to Mars. So to find Jerry the Squirrel. Now, so once a giant fireball explodes, and it's like a beautiful sight. All of a sudden, a rock out of nowhere just comes crazy, barreling forward, and hits Jerry right in the chest, and Jerry goes flying 300 feet backwards, and he hits another mountain, and then God's like, bro, what just happened? And Jerry the Squirrel's like, I don't know, I think I got hit by a rock. And Jerry the Squirrel just kind of pushes it off him, and he just gets up and acts like he's the next Jesus, because he seems fine, right? Well, because he is fine. So now Jerry the Squirrel and God have eliminated the alien race. The rest of the soldiers, the rest of the living ones, they fled. They're all gone. And the Allied soldiers, there's plenty left. There's like a couple hundred. So they're over there. There's like all standing in a giant circle-ish. Well, there's like I don't know, they're over a field, and God and Jerry the Squirrel stands up on like a podium, right? It's made of dirt, and they're like, this is a step. Wait, how does it go? This is one step for man and a giant leap for mankind. So everyone's just like, yeah, we did it, and it's like the world's shortest world war. Yeah. And it could be, one could say it's a war of the worlds. So, do you mind? I can hear that. Yeah. Okay. Now, basically what happens next? What do you want? Okay, well, if you don't keep talking and stuff, I'm not gonna have you meet him. Because, I have to focus on, Jerry the Squirrel. Yeah. Jerry, yeah, mm-hmm. Don't worry, that comes later. That comes later. I can guarantee it. So, the Jerry the Squirrel and God, once you're done giving their speech, they start giving out some orders. They tell people, time to build their own civilization here in place of the alien race. So, over many days, many weeks of hard work, sweat and blood and labor, what did they build? The kingdom Fartatonia. Kingdom Fartatonia. I don't know, I made that on the spot. So, yes. It was inspired from my other name. Oh, this, pumped up kicks, nice. Okay, so, they're building their nice kingdoms of Fartatonia. I love that name, Jesus. Like, so that they lived there for a while. But there, the squirrel, he's in his 30s now, right? So, because he's been, yeah, Jerry the Squirrel, he's a really old squirrel, and yeah, but the thing is, he just remembered. There's all of a sudden one day after his entire kingdom is made, and he's sitting in his palace of quartz. He remembers the one squirrel over on the Earth named Sierra. So he tells God, right? We need to go back to Earth. I just remember Sierra. What did you just scream 9 times for? Hello? Oh my God. Please. Get the gunship. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you maybe don't say that, Bob. For the people that want to know what he said, I love pumped up kicks. Like, so, the guy just says, are you sure you still are the most wanted? Because, the president found out you stole his wallet, and, everyone knows that you blew up like half of Hawaii by flying a car when you were drunk. So, Hobbs, you weren't here for that part. so, so yeah, you listen. You can watch the video after we're done. But yeah, so but Jerry the Squirrel is like, listen, it's an in and out mission. We go over, we find Sierra, we ask her, come on, come to Mars with us. You can get your own damn palace. And God's like, I mean, are you sure? It's a really risky mission because everyone knows you, everyone knows your name, and everyone wants to get you. Like, there is no hiding you. So Jerry the Squirrel has the most genius idea ever. So what Jerry the Squirrel and God, they go over to Earth, right? They go through their Doctor Who magic portals or whatever, and they're on Earth now. They now have a mission out of like the 8 billion people. You know, they have to find that one person. Yes, you have to find the one person, which is Sierra the Squirrel. But since the thing is, the mission is much easier than thought. You're gonna think, because you know, Jerry the Squirrel has God on his side. God is all knowing, so God already knows which Sierra the Squirrel is. Sadly, Jerry the Squirrel can't just teleport because you know, it only works at extreme long distances. So he can only teleport from, you know, the distances from like the Earth to the Moon. That's like a minimum. So with Jerry the Squirrel and God, they head over to Sierra the Squirrel. They drive over some states in their car that they may or may not have stole. It is unknown. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, so they get over to Sierra's house. Jerry the Squirrel knocks on the door, right? Sierra the Squirrel answers, and she's there, and she's like, "Jerry, you're back. Like, you know you're on the most wanted. Like what the hell? How did you? Where were you? Right?" Jerry the Squirrel's like, "Bro, I was on Mars. I was making my own kingdom, Fartuania, and I fought aliens." And Sierra the Squirrel's like, "Bro, that's awesome. Like, you have your own kingdom now. It's like, that's bloody baller." So Jerry the Squirrel and God are like, "Yeah, listen, you can come up to Mars with us right now, because Jerry the Squirrel really likes you. He really likes you, and he wants to spend the rest of his life with you." Sierra's like, "You know what? I really like you too, Jerry. I'm gonna be with you too." So yes, yeah, I got a girlfriend. Yay! First time in my life I got a girlfriend that actually liked me. So God and Jerry, they open up a portal of awesomeness, and they all of them walk through. They're back on Mars. And the thing is, there's a sad thing that happens. It's very, very sad. Don't cry. Don't cry, David. I know you're a baby face. Okay. so sadly, when Sierra gets there, she's actually a traitor, and she works for the government. See, David, he's now shedding a tear because he's really quiet. Yeah. Yeah. Technically, this is America. He has freedom of speech. Yeah, so he can't shut up. You can't make him. It looks like Hobbs wins this round. Okay. So Sally Sierra is a traitor. She works for the government. She's been given $1 million to, if Jerry Squirrel ever returns to Sierra, to find it, get information on him, find out where he's staying, and and stuff. Because the government, they thought he went to Mars, but they didn't really know for sure, because they were like they kind of got a gist there. He was on a different planet, and like the only planet like he would actually be able to go to was Mars. So they kind of just fingered that way because it's common sense. So. But so they now know for sure that Jerry's on Mars, and they now also know where he lives and his status and ranking in Mars, which is really bad for Jerry, and also really bad for God, because God is also now most wanted because he is an accomplice to Jerry now. And they're also kind of most wanted by the aliens because they kind of blew up the whole city. Because they kind of blow up the whole city. But so Jerry, he only finds out is all of a sudden when like the ground rumbles again, and it's like the air raid sirens start going, and God and Jesus, not Jesus, damn it, God and Jerry. God and Jerry just kind of they're like, oh crap, what's going on? Why is the air raid sirens? And then Sierra's like, I'm sorry I had to do this, Jerry. I'm sorry, but I was given I was given $1 million to turn you in. Listen, if you call Jerry an asshole, I'm gonna call you an asshole. To flip upside down and kiss your fate. What? Don't ask questions. So, listen here. I'm gonna cut off your face, then feed it to your dog, and then I'm gonna take that crap from your dog. Then I'm gonna make you eat your dog's crap. Then I'm gonna make you eat your whole dog. Yes, sure. Why not? Why not a Demogorgon be a dog? What? What did you say? Okay, so Sierra's very, very sorry. He's kind of pretty sad that she turned in Jerry. Cause after like a couple days, in the kingdom, she realizes a really nice location and everything's really nice there. But she kind of had no choice. She was given $1 million, and she was kind of being forced to and held hostage by the government. But what can you do? So since the kingdom's under attack from the government because they now have their spaceships. They're flying over. They're nuking the city. They're getting revenge. Because, you can't just nuke Hawaii. Well, technically, Jerry didn't nuke Hawaii. He just blew everything up with a flying car, like I said before. But it might as well be a nuclear attack considering the amount of destruction he caused. But, the government's dropping nukes from their orbital spaceships, and like it's World 5. Okay, it is World 5. So. It is the U.S. of A, and it is the Okay. It is the United States of America versus Jerry the Squirrel. Versus Jerry the Squirrel. Yes. You try. Okay. So spaceships start landing in the middle of town, and there's and the soldiers start coming out. There's hundreds of people. It's like it is World War V. Like I said, there was buildings are being set on fire. There's artillery fire. Everything's blowing up. There's nukes dropping, blowing up town square. Everything's going to crap. Everything that they built, everything that they tried for, and everything is gone. Just boom, bobbity, bog, bog, bang, boom, just gone. And then Jared the Squirrel and Godder's like super sad because all their hard work, all their efforts of building the kingdom fart like Uania or whatever I said it before, Fartoania, and so during the fight, like Sierra, matter of fact, just starts to make a break for us. She's trying to run from a spaceship, but she gets caught in the crossfire and actually gets shot. Sierra gets shot. Jared the Squirrel's like, no, you may be a traitor, but I still like you, right? But it's already too late. It was from a Bear 50 cal, the silver band, red tip bullet straight to the back of the skull. There's no reviving a gone head. There's nothing. There's no more head left of Sierra the Squirrel. So Jared the Squirrel is just like, no, right? So God is over here comforting Jared the Squirrel. It's like, listen, I can't even do anything. Well, I can, but I'm not allowed to. It's against the laws of reality. So Jared the Squirrel is like he's really sad because all of his hard work in his like one true love is like it's all gone. And so Jared the Squirrel, Jared the Squirrel and God, they had a realization. They need to get out. They need to get out of here. They need to make everything right. Because if they stay anything longer, they have a chance of getting themselves shot from that said same sniper. So they make a break for to their own spaceship, their escape pod. And when they're flying up, they look down from the windows and they see their whole their whole kingdom in ruins. All the buildings on fire, their palace like half destroyed, all the quartz they somehow obtained on Mars. Just all of it sadly in rubbles. Everything's fire and gone. And once they're in low Earth or low Mars orbit technically, they're just like, what do we do now? Like, how are we gonna make everything right? God has an idea. It's like, okay, Jerry, there all I can do besides we have to change time. We have to revert to a different timeline. So Jerry the Squirrel's like, what do you mean revert to a different timeline? What are you gonna do? God says, like, I'm gonna bring us back in time before anything dumb happens and before we ever met. You will remember everything that happened, but make sure this never happens again. So there's a giant like a giant bubble forms around God and Jerry. Like sparks start flying off. They start spinning in a circle, and there's super giant a bright flash of light. And all of a sudden, Jerry wakes up back in his bed, like I said before at the end of part 1. So, well, you know what? To scratch that one part about like the God and Jerry never meeting. So Jerry wakes up in the bed, right? He's like, well, time to do that again. So so Jerry the Squirrel, he gets out of bed, right? He goes over and takes the mad crap again, because he still needs to take a crap. He blows up the toilet again by dropping a fat deuce again. And yeah, fat, very, very fat dookie. Like, this time it's even bigger from before. Like this time, like the last time, the toilet just exploded. The toilet was gone. It was literally dropping a bomb in that toilet. But this time, no. His whole goddamn bathroom was gone, and the surrounding walls, they are now covered in a brown layer of an unknown substance that I'm not gonna specify. So, so it is not that, and I'm not gonna say that. So, if that is brown, see a doctor immediately. Listen, if that unknown substance is brown, see a doctor for the love of God. Okay. Dear Lord. So, Jerry, well, once he's done taking the crap, he has a realization. You know what? It's probably a horrible idea to do that again. Because if I do that again, and the same thing is gonna happen, I'm gonna have to revert back to the time, and I don't want to revert back to the time because that's a waste of time. So, reverting back to time again is just a waste of time. So, Jerry the Squirrel, what does Jerry the Squirrel decides to do? He decides to go over to the industrial district, and he decides to go into the Dorito factory, and he's just go steal some like bags of Doritos, and basically, he may have tripped and got himself stuck inside a bag of Doritos. Now, where he ends up is kinda interesting. He ends up in Iraq. So, you don't need to know how he ends up in Iraq. It's a story for another day. I'm never gonna make the story for another day. Okay, so since let me just answer it. Let me answer it there. You know, because yeah, I do have an idea for it. So he trips in, falls in the bag of Doritos, and he's sealed in. And then over a long stretch, he gets to a plane. He gets to the airport, right? He flies over to the Iraq, one of the airports nearby, and one of the Chinook helicopters, right? It gets loaded with like several hundred tons of Doritos. I don't even know if you can fit that many Doritos in a Chinook helicopter, but why not? This is a story about Jerry the Squirrel. It doesn't have to make sense, like I said previously. So, Jerry the Squirrel is in one of those bags, one of the several hundred tons of bags, you know. And then the Chinook helicopter, it's flying over Iraq. Its goal is to give Doritos to all the Iraqi soldiers, right? The good and bad ones, because everyone needs to have a Dorito every now and then. If you don't have a Dorito, you're gonna feel bad in your soul. Yeah, if you don't have a Dorito every now and then, your intestine line, yeah, you're spontaneously just gonna like croak and fall over and just be like, you're just gonna crap your pants because you know you don't have any fiber. Does Doritos even have fiber? Who knows? But oh Lord, I've been streaming for 64 minutes. Oh wow, I didn't even feel it. Didn't even felt that long. Felt that long. So once the Chinook helicopter is flying over actually hostile territory, because you know it's just shoveling bags of Doritos out the window, and it can actually get shot down by RPG. So the helicopter starts spinning out of control like the one Call of Duty, and then it's like then and then Doritos go everywhere. We're talking like Doritos go everywhere. It was like you can picture the middle of winter, but if the snow was goddamn orange. So that would be an interesting sight. Orange snow. So then all the Iraqi children, they come over. They're like Doritos, yay! Because apparently they know what a Dorito is. Because who doesn't know what a damn Dorito is? So everyone's grabbing fistfuls of Dorito powder and just like shoving it in their face holes. They're like, they're just like, you know. Yeah, they have a can of ass, says David. Yeah, they have a can of ass. Quote, David's quote right there. So, it's not a can of whoop ass, it's a can of ass. That's how you know you're manly. Now Hobbes says, eat a can of ass a day and you keep the doctor away. That's exactly right, kid, says David. Okay. Okay, back on topic now. Okay, I'm no longer continuing this conversation about canned ass. So no one cares about. Fine, you know what? Let's say the Chinook helicopter also has a shipment of canned ass. Okay. Yes. Well, David, you don't need to spoil the ending of Modern Warfare or whatever that one was because I don't remember the name of the Call of Duty. Yes. So there's now there's metal cans everywhere as well as orange snow, which is all the crumbled yeah. It is orange snow. It is actually the crushed Doritos. It's all the crushed Doritos. It made like, you know, the don't question where the bags went. The bags are somewhere. They're somewhere, but there's just so much Doritos covering the ground. It is orange snow, and I hear you playing People Playground. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the experiment with human lives. Okay, so what all the kids are like, what are these cans? It just has a picture of someone's butt on it, you know? So when they open it, it's just kind of like a fart can, you know? You just go like, you know? It's like, oh, the kids will be like, oh, it smells so bad, it's like my mom's cooking. So 404 error. Okay. Oh my, the stream's at 69 minutes again. Yay. Okay. So the kid, once all the kids, everyone grabs her, they have enough like fistfuls of Cheetos, or not damn Cheetos, damn it, Doritos. The Doritos, and everyone realized what a can of ass is. Yeah, Hobbs, you're a can of ass, sure, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, just call yourself that, sure. I would presume otherwise. So Jerry the Squirrel, he's falling out of the bags of Doritos, right? He's now on the ground, and he's like, where the poop am I? Because where the damn am I located at? And he realized, like, wait a minute, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I must be in Iraq. And he put two and two together like that. And plus, it's a very long trip. He took a lot of plane flights, a few helicopter rides, so it's the only location he could really be. And he's a very smart squirrel, so I don't see why he wouldn't know. So, yeah, but then there's one person that stands really out of all the children. It's actually Jesus. Jesus is just kind of standing there. He has his arms just like spread out in a T-pose, and he's like, "Eat, my children, eat," right? And Jerry the Squirrel's like, bro, yeah, wait, yeah, you look like Jesus, are you Jesus? And Jesus is like, yeah, I'm Jesus. And Jerry the Squirrel's like, yeah, you're Jesus, all right. And Jesus is like, Jesus, yeah, you call him Jesus, really? You called on my name real quick, man. Yeehaw! Okay. So. Right. So. Jared the Squirrel, he's talking to Jesus, and Jared the Squirrel says to Jesus, he's like, bro, can you they take me up to heaven? I wish to speak with God real quick. I have a couple questions with him. And Jesus is like, sorry, no can do, bro. I can't do that. I don't have the power of teleportation. I only got the power of telepathy. I mean, what? But so. Listen, if you tell me to stop right now, I'm gonna turn you into a French fry. Don't question my ways. Yes. I will put you into a deep fryer and... Listen. You're looking at the details of me turning into a French fry a little too much. All you need to know is that I will turn you into a French fry if you tell me that if I need to stop the story, because it's almost over. I have my plan to end it. It's almost there. It's almost there. Yeah, I'm gonna fly over to... What the hell is this? Okay. I'm gonna fly all the way over to you, and I'm not gonna reveal your address, or will I? No, I won't. Or will I? No, sorry. Or will I? Yeah. So, links to his address in the description. So... Oh my god, nice. So Jared Squirrel's talking to Jesus. After a little chat, they're having a conversation, and Jesus decides to give him a tour of the empty fields known as Iraq, and they're just kind of walking around, but then they stumble onto a weird-looking object in like the field, right? It's just a really weird-looking object. It's kind of like it's like a really, really dark purple with like pink lines going through it, and like the lines are like pulsing, and like, it has like a glowing black orb in the center. And Jerry touches it, and Jesus is like, no, you shouldn't have touched it. And Jesus like, not Jesus. Jerry's like, well, what's the worst that can happen? And then all of a sudden, Jerry ends up in Hawaii again, because why not? And matter of fact, he ends up in a restaurant, because why not? And he ends up in a chair, because why not? Eating a plate of food, that's spaghetti. Why not? And matter of fact, the person across from him is Sierra the squirrel. Because why not? They're actually, Jerry the squirrel and Sierra the squirrel are actually having a date. And Jerry's like, bro, what's going on? How did I get here? What's happened? What's going on? He's super confused. And Sierra the squirrel's like, what are you talking about? We have been having a great day together. Like, I met you at the airport, or wherever I met you. I forgot where the hell did Jerry meet Sierra at? Whatever, it's unimportant. so yeah, just whoever remembers this, you remember wherever Jerry met Sierra at. But so Sierra's like, we've been having a great day together. You bought me some flowers. You got some candy. We had a nice walk on the beach. It's been a great day. Jerry Squirrel's like, I guess it has, yeah, but yeah, and what Jerry just kind of plays it off, right? Because he likes what's happening, right? He wants to be with Sierra, so he just plays it off like he knows, like he just kind of had this weird awkward moment, and so then Jerry and Sierra they go together. They head over to their house. They sleep together. Nothing weird happens. They only cuddle and they watch Netflix and only the normal stuff. You catch my drift. But so no one cares about your explosives, Hobbs. So, I don't care about your proximity butts. I only want to talk about Jerry the Squirrel. So, I do not love Jerry the Squirrel. I'm only the storyteller of Jerry the Squirrel. Listen, Sierra is the one that loves Jerry the Squirrel, not me. Jerry the Squirrel, he is an ally. He is an acquaintance, okay? He is my acquaintance. So, Sierra and Jared the Squirrel, they go on another date the next day. They go around, they talk to some nice people, they get their they have some face paint on, and they have another great day, and they're really happy together, right? And it's like as days go on, they just keep loving each other more and more. Then eventually, just over months later, just like pure euphoria. The Jared Squirrel asked Sierra for her hand in marriage, and obviously Sierra the Squirrel definitely did not say fuck no, dumbass. She definitely 100% said yes, dumbass. So, yeah. Yes, still dumbass, yeah. so Jerry the Squirrel and is Sierra the Squirrel. They're really happy. They hug each other, and a little later, once after they plan their wedding and everything, they now get married. And then after that, they after a while they have kids, and those kids grow up to be just like Jerry the Squirrel, going on great adventures, just amazing awesomeness. And Jerry the Squirrel and Sierra the Squirrel live happily ever after together for the rest of their lives. And the name is, let's see. So one moment. One moment. Who the fuck's texting me? Almost. Someone's texting me. And tell him to F off real quick. Okay, so so Jerry the Squirrel's kids, one of his kids are a boy, right? His name is Jones. Well, let's say Jones, right? And the girl is named Jamie. And as you can probably notice, everyone's names start with J. But so they have those two people go on great adventures just like Jerry the Squirrel. And Jerry the Squirrel and Sierra again, they live happily ever after to the rest of their lives. And this is where part 2 ends. If I ever make a part 3, it's now going to be about Jones and Jamie, this Jerry the Squirrel's kids. And goodbye to all. Okay, crap, wrong one. Okay. Okay, so goodbye to all. I hope you enjoyed the story of Jerry the Squirrel. I will obviously make more stories of more people, and I have I do have a story about I do eventually plan to make a story about Frederick the dog. So let's see where that story goes if again I ever make the story about Frederick the dog. Anyway, toodaloos. I am now going to play Modern Warfare with friends I was talking to the entire time.